All right, trying this out. Facebook has finally given me permission to start netcasting on our WDEF weather page. Excuse me, we will be going live to our News 12 page coming up here at about 9:45. So this will be a test run for tonight just to see what goes on. If you've never tuned in here before, first of all, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for tuning in to News 12 wherever you are, online or on air. Glad to have you along for the ride. This, if you've never been here before, is Weather Overtime. This is our online exclusive video weather blog that gives you, the viewer, an opportunity to ask questions, to find out more about what's going on with weather information around the area. If you got questions, drop them into the comments section. If you just want to say hi, where you're checking in from, that's also allowable. And again, thanks to everybody for giving us a like and a share on there. Please make certain that you pass along and share and enjoy this weather blog potential here. Again, for tonight, not seeing a great deal of any huge problems, but we do still have some pretty good amounts of showers and thunderstorms out there, which we'll take a look at in just a little bit. Have to thank our sponsor, Epicos Comics, Cards, and Games, available your one-stop geek shop at epicosccg.com, and thanks to them for being our sponsor on here. We don't do anything really jazzy on here where it comes to anything involving online video. If you're looking for something that involves more pizzazz, shall we say, you're not going to find it here. This is all about weather. It's one of the things I like discussing, and being able to bring this to our viewing public wherever you happen to be. That's why we're on the air with this. So that's why we are letting you know about this, and I think I've expounded enough on this for a little while, so stay tuned for more. We'll be live on Twitch and YouTube later on this evening, assuming we can get the big monitor to work. Got a bit of an issue there, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and get started and show you what's going on across the area. Out for a nosh later on tonight, we've got the potential of some chances of rain out there. It's not going to be complete and total washout, but you should take the rain gear along with you just to be on the safe side. Taking a look out the weather window for tonight, thanks to our viewers for sending in some amazing pictures. This one, courtesy of News 12 viewer Cindy McCaffrey from the Marble area. Thanks a lot for a beautiful picture over the Snowbird Mountains at sunset. Beautiful amounts of colors showing up there. Thank you very much for that. If you've got pictures, please send them in to us at our website, our app, or our social media pages. Very dark clouds over downtown. We have no severe weather. We just have the remnants of the storms making their way across the area. The 1% list Scenic City camera showing that activity there. The rainfall coming in right behind that could be a problem for the Lookouts game. Not too sure how far along they are. They've been going on for 2 hours, but could be a bit of a rain delay coming up here pretty soon. North and south towing camera from high atop the News 12 studios at 33rd and Broad Street in downtown Chattanooga. Dark clouds with the rainfall on the right-hand side of the picture on the Speedy's Total Car Care camera. So noticing again some of that darker clouds moving in. Kind of breezy out there as well. And you can see the rain right beyond the area over toward the Erlanger Park Hospital on the horizon on the right-hand side on our Chattanooga Zoo camp camera. So seeing again some decent amounts of rain inbound, but once again at the top of the hour we do not have anything taking place in the way of severe weather. Here's hoping it stays that way for tonight. 75 at the top of the hour, winds out of the southwest for tonight. The good news at this time is the rain is keeping the air a pretty good quality for right now. Mold spores are low, probably be much higher into the next several days as we get more rain left over, causing more mold spores. But as of right now, tree pollen out there, grass pollen and weed pollen not showing any major concern. Likewise, air quality is also not terrible. It could be a little bit better, but otherwise, again, not doing too bad for tonight. The main pollutants being particle pollution, and again showing a little bit more in the way of ozone gas out there. Not entirely unsurprised with the amount of pollution we have mixing in with the sunlight. Taking a look at radar, again, this is from about 8:45 through about 9:05. Decent amounts of clusters of showers and thunderstorms. We are having to use the radar from Nashville because the radar at high top into and around northwestern parts of Jackson County has been disabled for a while, so we do not have local radar as close as we would like. So this is the storm situation as of right now. The thunderstorms that were severe over DeKalb and Jackson counties, those have gone by the wayside, but we still have flash flood warnings for DeKalb County and Jackson County. Northeast Alabama, you have gotten a huge amount of rainfall. Some areas picking up 7 inches plus in the last couple of days, so that is a significant amount. The amount of rainfall passing through, again, right coming up to the west of Chattanooga, and what you saw on our cameras just a little while ago, that is showing again the rain just about to move through south central Hamilton County, back up to around Meigs, McMinn, and Monroe County. Thunderstorm crossing I-75. We did have a special weather statement. That's those counties in beige. We did not see anything in the way of severe weather here, nor from any of these outside of the one in northeast Alabama. The storms that are moving through close to Chattanooga right now, those were severe up around McMinnville, Murfreesboro, I-24. Not seeing any severe weather with this, but more rainfall on top of all this. Not good news for flash flooding. We have flash flood watches in effect a few days ago. We do not have them in effect for tonight. We'll be watching for more of them as we get more rainfall coming our direction into the course of the next couple of days. So that is where we may see a lot more problems. Not seeing any major storm systems. We do have a pretty good energetic system over the Dakotas, and that is where we're looking at a decent amount of tornado watches in effect. But once again, no severe weather for us coming our direction. We could see again some isolated severe weather. That's not out of the question. Lows tonight back into the mid to high 60s to lower 70s for northeast Alabama. Not exactly what you would call cool for tonight. High 60s to lower 70s for northwest Georgia. Western North Carolina, you'll be back in the mid 60s. We had some low 60s last night. Not the case for right now. And southeast Tennessee, high 60s to around lower 70s. So not totally bad, but could use some nice clear, crisp conditions out there. Now, this is the rainfall amount for the next couple of days, for the next, give or take, about 48 to 60 hours. Notice that rain comes in on Friday and starts to recharge the soil with more moisture. Now, skipping ahead to a week's worth of rainfall, watch this and notice what happens into around next week, starting as we go out of the weekend and into next week. This is important because this is going to give us a very good amount of rainfall. Some areas, according to this computer model, are going to be going over 4 to near 7 inches of rainfall again for parts of the News 12 viewing area. This is a computer model. This is several days away, so this has the opportunity to change quite a lot in the next several days. So this is something that really needs to be paid attention. I can't overemphasize enough the idea that you really need to be weather aware when it comes to watching this stuff. So again, please keep it tuned to News 12 and we'll keep you advised on this. Now, the reason this is important that you're watching here right now with all this rainfall potential out here, we have to go to the tropics to take a look at the reason for this. Now, good news, again, hurricane season started last week, Monday, and so far, the Atlantic, the Gulf, and the Caribbean not showing anything in the way of any development. Now, into the Pacific, the extreme eastern Pacific, Boris sitting on the south coast of Mexico. That system has, for all intents and purposes, given up the ghost. There's not much left of Boris to worry about. Some disorganized clouds and rainfall, but that's about it. It's this system here, Christina, just to the south of Nicaragua, Belize, and right around the area of El Salvador. This is where things get very interesting. Again, this is down in the Pacific, well on the eastern Pacific, and the way this is rotating is moving a lot of moisture up on shore for Central America. That's not exactly a big thing. That happens. That's exactly what we can see from these systems at this time of the year. Now, going farther into the future, taking a look at what are called spaghetti models, the lines that you see overlaid on each other over Central America. Again, those are the computer models of different types, different varieties that show their opinions as to what's going on. We don't have just one model. We actually have dozens of models that we can use to forecast what goes on. Now, if all the tumblers have to fall in place for this, if this happens, the way that these computer models are saying, it's a possibility that we could see this system cross Central America and Mexico and head upwards into the Bay of Campeche, into the southern Gulf of Mexico. Why is that important? Because if you take a look at where this system goes, if it crosses the Gulf, if it makes its way with enough moisture into and around the area of the northern and western Gulf, some, not all, but some of the computer models, take a look at those lines right there, are taking the remnants of Christina and moving them up across our area. What does that have to do with anything? It means that, again, if there's an area of low pressure moving through here, drawing moisture up out of the Gulf, we could see a lot more in the way of rainfall from the remnants of Christina heading up our direction. It's a very good possibility that we could see this. It's not a lock, but it's something we are going to be watching, again, with a lot of interest into the course of the next several days. That could impact our weather here from a continent away, basically. So that has a lot going on for it for right now. Rain and some remnant sunset showing up on the 7-day forecast at Island Cove, and Sylvester the Spider making a bit of an appearance there. Apologies to the arachnophobes out there, should have warned you about that, but Sylvester sticks around and makes the occasional appearance, and also, again, keeps us a little bit less populated in the way of mosquitoes, so always good news on that. Next couple of days, we'll see less in the way of showers and thunderstorms going out of the picture from Wednesday into Thursday, and then also again on Friday, we start to pick up the chances of rainfall, and that sticks around off and on through Flag Day on Sunday. Remember, you're not supposed to allow your American flag to be flown outside during the rain. For something like that to happen, I think you have to have special dispensation from Congress of some sort on there. And for World Refill Day, celebrating an end to plastic pollution by reusing things as much as possible by next Tuesday. Could be, again, the possibility of some more showers and thunderstorms there. That is where Christina, what's left of it, comes into view. Switching over back to our north and south towing camera as we watch the rain come down at 33rd and Broad Street as what's left of those former severe thunderstorms now moves on through, heading for the Georgia state line. And one more picture. Let's see if we're getting anything here. Yes, you can see the lights of Erlanger Park beyond the forecast and reflected in the raindrops coming down on the 1% list Scenic City camera. So we do have some pretty decent rainfall out there. Again, a little bit of a slowdown in the next couple of days, but we will see more potential rainfall out there into the course of the next few days after that. Mentioned our pictures just a little while ago. And if you would like to enter the American Meteorological Society's photo contest, you have until the end of the month to enter at 5 p.m. on June 30th. First prize is $500. Members' Choice also gets a $500 prize. More information at photocontest.ametsoc.org. So nice to be able to see some great camera work going on there. If you'd like to take a look and see what people are seeing out there, please take a look and see what you got going on at this time for right now. What we have, again, for tonight in the way of anything involving decent amounts of precipitation, that is just really not going to be happening at this time. In the way of huge amounts of rainfall, now that is where we see the problem going into next week. That is definitely something that we are going to keep our eyes on for the rest of the evening tonight and in the course of the next several days. If you're just tuning in for the first time, hope you've enjoyed Weather Overtime here. And if you have any questions, again, drop them into the comments section, or again, email us at our website information, again, down in the blue bar, Onek@wdef.com. And also, again, you can catch me later on if our monitors are working on Twitch and YouTube. Otherwise, again, stay tuned for more with News 12. We'll keep you updated as we go throughout the rest of the next several days. The interference from Christina, that is going to be very interesting to see what happens with that. So keep it tuned to News 12, and we'll keep you advised on that. And, of course, we'll have more coming up on News 12 at 11 tonight, so stay tuned for more there. Chip Chapman is taking the day off tomorrow, so our weather intern extraordinaire Spencer Holt will be filling in for him on the morning show. So make certain you tune in and find out more about what's going on with the weather with Mr. Spencer. And, of course, I'll be back tomorrow evening to keep you updated on what's going on. So stay tuned for more on that. Thank you for joining us tonight. For those of you who stopped by, again, please keep it tuned to News 12. We'll keep you advised. Stay tuned for more with News 12 on air and online. And I'll catch you again at 9:45 on our main Facebook page if you'd like to tune in for more on that at News 12, and of course more on our website wdef.com/weather. Thanks for joining us. Stay safe and keep it tuned to News 12.